Maryland team, or DMV, stand up. And today, I'm joined by my pal, Tro. And say your name, dog. Or, well, introduce yourself.
Man, bro, just introduced me. Yo, my name's Trell.
And today, we are watching Digimon Fusion and how it almost killed the Digimon franchise. So, but before we get this joint popping, let's get one thing straight. Make sure y'all liking and subscribing. What was that? Because I need it. Support a fellow creator out, yo. But without further ado, let us
Let's get it.
started.
Over the last year or so, I've been watching all of Digimon. As a kid, I saw every season, and although I knew I liked some more than others, I enjoyed every single one. Revisiting the series, the seasons I enjoyed more as a kid are still my favorites, but for reasons I didn't really know how to articulate. There are many things within this series I appreciate more than ever. Even the seasons I didn't like too much have redeemable qualities, like Nemon. I just like Digimon, like Nemon.
When I initially started talking about all the Digimon series, I really only wanted to do what I had seen. However, I can justify not watching something like Applemon because it's technically a spin-off, but Digimon Fusion or Cross Wars was the only series I hadn't watched as a kid, so I might as well check it out. When Digimon Cross Wars first aired, I checked out the first episode and I wasn't really into it. For the first time, I felt disconnected to Digimon because of my age.
Hot take right here. I low-key feel like Digimon Fusion low-key revolutionized the game. I might be saying that because I'm
Wait,
biased.
revolutionize what?
It revolutionized Digimon in general. But I might just be saying that because that was the first Digimon show I watched and me and Trell watched. Like, alright, let's get back into it.
Digimon Cross Wars and Fusion feels like a kid's show, and I can't really say that for the other shows. Digimon has always felt like it's a show about childhood, a celebration of childhood, which is nostalgic in its nature, not really within its iconography, but within its content.
The best Digimon seasons aren't just shows for kids, they're shows about being kids. Digimon Fusion, however, is unapologetically a show for kids. Which is weird because I've never
My
felt
goat,
that way about
Shamon.
the other seasons. I'm fully aware this may be because I didn't grow up
It's
watching it,
Digimon
but I didn't really even feel this way about the seasons I didn't like. Although the show isn't totally
bruh.
void of redeeming qualities, I often found it boring,
Like-
repetitive, and lacking substance. I'm
What y'all know about this? Hold up.
not alone on this.
What y'all know about his Greymon right there? That was the best Greymon. That's the best Greymon.
Aware this may be because I didn't grow up watching it, but I didn't
I feel like they
really even
should.
feel this way about the seasons I didn't like. Although the show isn't totally void of redeeming qualities, I
What you
often
doing?
found it boring,
I'm trying to find the,
repetitive, and lacking substance. I'm not alone on this.
What y'all know about him? He is the GOAT. When those two fuse and become new Metal Greymon, ooh, he is cold, dog.
Fusion didn't do well critically in terms of ratings, and many within the fan community see it as the worst season, but it's also the season which almost killed Digimon.
I'll be referring to this season as Digimon Fusion, and as the characters to their English names, because it's what it's more commonly known as. Even so, the English dub exists. People watched the English dub, therefore it's worth talking about just as much as the original version is.
However, there was easy access to the original dub, so I watched about 15 episodes scattered throughout the series to compare the two. Most of the issues I bring up aren't even dub specific, except for the editing of Mervamon.
I guess you can't go a single season of Digimon without having explicit fan service.
Wait, what he means by original dub? Is he talking about sub?
I think he means like when it aired on TV.
Oh.
But yeah, he's talking about the censorship. But that is a real shit though. Why is there always some freaky shit going on in Digimon, bro?
I don't know.
Last time the fans were void of it, they got a little.
Oh my god.
Bro.
And Doug.
There it is, Limu, the 50-yard line!
Creative.
When the show begins,
I don't know
we're
what is
introduced
with
to
people
Mike.
in that Digimon specifically, bro.
They that is the low punny and Gardevoir of Digimon, bro.
Facts.
Kudo. He and two friends
My
hear a
God.
distress call from a hurt Digimon who somehow has slipped into our world. They rescue him and then are transferred to the digital world. There they meet a whole bunch of Digimon, including Shoutmon, who wants to be the king of the digital world. Unfortunately, the digital world is fractured into 108 different zones, with a code crown holding the power over each one. It's a race between our main group, the Fusion Fighters, and several other armies to collect the code crowns. There's Blue Flare, run by a human named
Metal Greymon, the fucking goat.
It's cool. It's cool.
I don't know why he didn't add him to Time Stranger, bro. I will pay fit and
They didn't add him Time Stranger.
they didn't add that.
Well, did they add any fusions to Time Stranger?
That added, I think, Shoutmons. But maybe I'm tripping.
Christopher and the Bagra army, led by the evil Bagramon. Using a fusion loader, a device mysteriously given to him, Mikey can collect Digimon and have them fuse to make new combinations. Over the course of the series, Mikey makes new friends, catches new Digimon, and comes face to face with increasingly stronger enemies. The collection of each code crown is usually split between 2 episodes, where Mikey and the gang spend time fighting Bagra henchmen, making new friends, and meeting the locals. Oftentimes, the Fusion Fighters will only win because of the aid of a new Digimon who joins up with the team. The characters in Digimon Fusion are either passable or completely misrepresented versions of other Digimon archetypes. Mikey makes a good leader because he thinks
You know why, bro? Pause.
goggles are a cool accessory. Marcus Damon doesn't like goggles, so he will be deemed a failure. I like Mikey.
Marcus was low-key a crash out. He did not. I didn't watch the anime. I can't lie to y'all. But what I've been seeing on TikTok, he be throwing hands with Digimon instead of having his Digimon fight for him. All I'm saying is he trying to be me.
Yeah, I love this guy.
I mean, I would like Mikey if he were a real person. He's very agreeable, a loyal friend, and makes several fatal fashion decisions, which means he doesn't really have anything to prove to anyone. But he's not an interesting character.
What do you mean the
What do
fit
you
is
mean
not
the
hard?
fit is not tough?
You're just a hater. That's all you do.
Look.
Is hate.
The goggles,
Holy
the hair,
shit.
the jacket, the shorts, and the shirt.
There's other people with worser fists than his, bro.
Yeah, like Ben 10's.
No, not Ben 10. And I'm talking about in the Digiverse.
Oh.
Talking with the other kids, he'd always rather go with someone else's plan because he doesn't want to start conflict. But guess what makes stories interesting? Conflict. He has no immediate apparent flaws except for his weird quirk where he feels the need to save people, which is a pretty odd character trait for a preteen to have. In the Japanese dub, Taiki's catchphrase is, "I won't turn my back on them," which is a similar concept, but much less dramatic than a need to save people, which implies Mikey has had, on multiple occasions, an opportunity to save someone's life or watch them die. He's a 13-year-old athletic prodigy, so that's pretty neat.
The man drives underneath. They move to cut him off, and holy ravioli, there he goes into his pet.
I promise you, no basketball player has ever done this, and no one will ever do it.
An all-star super spin. He's up. He's
What
up,
in the
and he
world?
Totally faked you out.
He decides to help Shoutmon save the digital world and achieve his goal of becoming the Digimon King. And then you have his friends, Angie and Jeremy. I sort of started to like them. I thought they were charming enough, but they leave the main cast halfway through the show and it was suddenly a lot better, so I guess they're more dead weight. Angie just wants to get home and Jeremy wants to be seen as anything but dead weight. But he is. Oops. Christopher is the new Matt, but a lot less like the good Matt and a lot more like the bad Matts. Christopher wants to be the best, but he doesn't like teamwork, so he's gotta be the best on his own. Unlike Mikey, Christopher's Digimon are color coordinated and robotic, so you know he means business. Christopher's storyline is that he doesn't think teamwork is valuable. Then he learns the value of teamwork. At least until the next time we see him. Then he has already forgotten the value of teamwork and he needs to learn the lesson again and again. Then he forgets it, gets tempted to the dark side, and learns the lesson again, over and over. It's exhausting. I like him a lot more when he finally joins up with the team about 2/3 of the way through, but until then, he's just boring and brings attention to some of the more repetitive aspects of the show. And then there's Nene. I like Nene's presence in the show, but she's not very interesting on her own. Does that make sense? She's kind of aloof, and I was having trouble nailing her personality down, so I looked her up on her wiki page. Nene is an enigmatic, beautiful girl who leads a mysterious army. Okay. But like in terms of her mysterious personality, once the mystery is solved, there's not much there. Nene is like a new friend who never talks. You think they're all mysterious and whatnot until you find out they're just kind of boring. Mysterious only works if there's something to reveal. Nene is looking for her brother who disappeared into the digital world. When we first meet her, we get to know her motivation, but then we don't hear about it for like 20 episodes, and it's brought back up the episode before we see her brother. So even her motivation isn't regularly apparent. When we do meet her brother Ewan, he's just kind of whiny and he thinks the digital world is just a game. So he wants to kill everyone so he can win. But then he's proven wrong.
Compliments of the chef.
Oh?
He was so glad that he had emergency roadside service with Geico.
Shit, I got the
I'm sure glad that's not a repeated plot.
I was saying Matt's top tier, you know what I'm saying? W character.
Yeah, but this
You can't spit out, bro.
this season's Matt is way better. Like, he just reminds me. He just reminds me of Sasuke so much. It's just like so clean.
Line in all of Digimon. And then there's the Digimon. There's a lot of irregularly appearing Digimon because each of the characters has this huge collection. All of Christopher's Digimon are boring, but Mikey's highlights are Shoutmon, a feisty red Digimon who wants to be the king of the digital world. At first we believe it's because he's selfish, but he really wants to protect weaker Digimon. Ballistamon, a boombox, and Darulamon, a drill lion who used to be evil but is now not. And also there's Beelzemon, who's a more boxy version of this Beelzemon. Nene has Sparrowmon, a prettier version of JJ the Jet Plane, the Monotamon, the super cute, fun little ninja spy Digimon, and later, Mervamon. This series' justification for 13-year-olds to believe they're old enough for Digimon. Mervamon is fun. She's super eager to run into battle, and in the English dub...
No. I'm just gonna say what we all think.
I don't know. What are we thinking?
I tap that.
Alright, right.
Many shots of her are censored. There are many gratuitous butt and cleavage shots which were totally edited out of the show.
Bro,
This man just had.
one goon break wouldn't be bad.
Which is completely justified for a children's television show. The idea of Digimon fusing isn't really taken advantage of. The core line of evolutions the series sees is Shoutmon fusing with someone to make Shoutmon times 2 through 7. But because it's branded as Shoutmon, it ends up feeling like a standard evolutionary line rather than a cool combination option between all the characters. Early on, the Pikmon are fused to make a wide variety of different objects, which is a fun, creative idea, but eventually they just become a sword over and over again. There's a moment towards the end of Fusion where a bunch of cool combinations are made, and a moment where they're trying to make a Digimon laugh, so a bunch of funny combinations happen, but I feel like the fusion thing is mostly a creative potential which is consistently slept on. I think part of the reason I was turned off by fusion initially were because of the Digimon designs. Although Digimon has always been a glorified toy commercial, the Digimon designs always felt like they existed separately from the toys. However, the Digimon in Fusion all look like they were designed as toys first. Ballistamon, Shoutmon, and Beelzemon are very sharp looking. It looks like they were made as an easy toy mold. Shoutmon has screws in his elbows, and I know they all have mechanical designs, but I really don't think that's because the director liked robots. Even Darulamon has a super wide stance, which would make it easy to stand up, to have the legs be separate parts and whatnot. However, there's no Mervamon figure. Yet.
I can tell you exactly why.
Well, that is it going to be a toy figure or is that just a normal figure?
Either way, some niggas on the internet are going to get their hands on it and do the jar method. If you know, you know.
Yeah, but like you don't need a toy figure for that if there's just going to end up being a figure for it, just not a toy version.
All I'm gonna say is there's some weird niggas on the internet, kids.
G-Fuse. There we go, I got a Mervamon figure. Alright, that's good. Okay, you were grabbing onto my edge of one figure. Okay, there we go.
Before we continue with the video, I just wanted to give a thank you to today's sponsor.
Special thanks to Verb for
W
sponsoring
bag.
this video. I've been trying this next show, and I've been dying to get a 30-day free trial. Special thanks again to Verb for sponsoring this video.
What the fuck?
Bro got hit back to that guy.
Halfway through the show, Mikey, Angie, and Jeremy all travel back to the human world. Shoutmon is granted the power to digivolve, which admittedly is a cool moment, but only because it's seen as something unique and special, and it happens late into the series. Only Mikey goes back to the digital world, and once he does, over a year has passed, and Lord Bagra has basically won. Christopher, Nene, and many of the other Digimon Mikey has collected are now missing, and they later have to reconnect. Instead of collecting code crowns, the show's
Digimon.
What? Which one?
Wait, go back. I forgot her name.
This one?
the world, and once he does, over a year has passed, and Lord Bagra has basically
he was in
won.
the
Christopher, Nene,
Digimon
and
Adventures
many of the other
series.
Digimon Mikey
Pause. Yeah, that pink one. I forgot her name.
has collected are now
But
missing.
I think she was Mimi's Digimon.
And they later have to reconnect. Instead of collecting code crowns, the show's format is now about defeating the 7 Dark Generals, a group of villains appointed to the 7 zones of a resurrected digital world. I have to admit, I enjoyed the second half a whole lot more than the first. Its pacing and structure is just a whole lot easier to follow, and it's more enjoyable. It's nothing profound or special, it's just Digimon fighting and cool transformations and whatnot.
Digimon doesn't have to reinvent itself to work. The kids don't have to turn into Digimon, be cops, or travel around the world looking for objects. All that they have to do is beat up bad guys. And what separates a show worth watching multiple times and something worth having on as background noise are the details in that. The ideas, the characters, the themes, all of which are incredibly weak in Digimon Fusion.
Fusion is a bit disoriented with its many different characters and plot points. I feel like the easiest theme to point out is Shoutmon's philosophy of believing it is the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak, or friendship always wins, or whatever. Although I didn't really like the previous 2 seasons too much, I always felt like the creative team was taking advantage of an opportunity to have a creative voice. But in many ways, Fusion feels...
That is a great question. Hold on, let's look up how tall is Agumon?
Because bro is not even that tall.
How is Agumon. Okay. So, standard, he's 3 feet. But movie, he's 6.5. Damn! I guess his is different from his. My bad, guys. Technical difficulties. Oh shit. Trouble, what were you saying before we got interrupted? Yeah, that shit is OP. Cause niggas can't appreciate peak. Yeah, but this is like, this was a Japanese only thing. Yeah, it was. Hey, all that just for it to make a comeback this year. You got a new anime, the new game. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Oh shoot, what are you saying? Yeah. Well, that'll do it today for today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hey, instead of streaming on Twitch, I'm gonna start streaming on YouTube so it's more easy. Get more content in, get more clips, do all that. But yeah, don't forget,
Fight the power.
Kick Logic out.
Untouchable, break it, unbreakable.
Impossible.
Fight the power.